Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are from around the world. This is Coach Chris. I am Coach Chris. I am your clarity and accountability coach, your transformational coach, and I'm excited about this Monday afternoon. There's some things, of course, that I want to just check in with you on and see how you are, how you're progressing, what plans you've made, what you've implemented, what you've been able to act on thus far. That's a good place to start when you're evaluating yourself, self-evaluation, and then also what you haven't accomplished or haven't achieved and what your timelines are. So I'm just checking in with you on this Monday. I have coined Mondays as being Making Moves Monday, making moves at the top of the week. If you are desiring and have committed to the process of leveling up, of expanding, of achieving your goals, your dreams, your aspirations, I cannot think of a better way to keep you in remembrance of that than the term making moves. If someone asks you, how you doing today? I'm good. I'm making moves. Making moves. I love it. I love it. I love it. So I am just checking in with you this Monday. There was something on my mind that I wanted to just share with you because I always want to give you some value anytime I hop on. I want to deposit something that you can use, that you can implement, that you can keep in mind as you are living this thing called life. And as you are excelling and advancing and going forward and also, let me read this to you. Is something that came to my mind. It's really, really important. Okay. So the word that came to my mind today for you on Making Moves Monday is atrophy, muscular atrophy. And let me just read to you the definition, and we're going to unpack this a little bit and see how it can apply to every area of our lives. But certainly this definition is speaking primarily of your physical muscles. So here, listen up. It says muscular atrophy, also known as muscle wasting. Listen to that word, wasting. Muscle wasting is a condition characterized by the gradual loss of muscle mass and strength. It can result from various factors, including disuse, aging, injury, neurological diseases, or certain medical conditions. When muscles are not used regularly or are immobilized for extended periods, they begin to break down and weaken. This can lead to diseased mobility, functional limitations, and other health complications. Treatment. Now let's get the treatment. What's the remedy? Treatment for muscular atrophy often involves physical therapy, exercise, and in some cases, medical intervention to address the underlying causes. Guys, there is so much packed in here that I would love to share with you today. So take out pen, paper, pad, make a mental note, take copious notes, and listen to this. On Making Moves Monday, we're talking about making moves in your life, in your relationships, in your businesses, in your families, with your children, with your parents. Even some of us are taking care of parents who are elderly. Some of us are launching businesses, starting companies, just in our minds, right? But making moves Mondays reminds us that we've got to put some action to it. We've got to actually get mobile and work on our mobility. So when we talk about atrophy, how many of us have been immobile for an extended amount of time, that we have gotten to the place that we suffer from atrophy? Now, our definition talked about muscular atrophy, speaking of the physical body, but some of us have a condition that's related to mental atrophy. making move atrophy, taking chance atrophy, taking risks atrophy. A lack of mobility causes muscles to decline. And this is cause number one for lack of use or disuse. Another is aging. I want to talk to you about that. Some of you, and I'm speaking to you right now, and I want you to hear me well. You've been in your mind thinking about all the things you want to achieve and accomplish. And I'm here to tell you today, you have been thinking long enough. It is time to put some action with those thoughts. The last 20 years, you've been thinking about opening a business. The last 15 years, you've been thinking about diversifying your revenue streams. For the last 10 years, you've been thinking about losing weight, eating healthy. You've been thinking about it, and you're aging, because time waits for no one. You're aging and time is passing by. Time is going by. Time is going by. Time is going by. And it has created an environment of atrophy. Listen to here and hear me well. Another reason for atrophy is injury. Injury. Some of you stepped on out there and you got smacked down. Some of you made the moves and you got hurt, or you got disappointed, or things you failed. You feel that it didn't work. Get back in the game. Get back in the game. Get up. You have been there long enough. Certainly, sure, you got hurt. Certainly, that hurt is a part of life. We don't like it, but it is a part of life. I'm here to tell you. If you all could see externally the scars and the wounds, the battle scars that I have as a result of disappointment, hurt, all those other things out there that affect every human being, you wouldn't believe it. But at some point, you've got to make your mind up that you're going to get back in the game. So whether if it has been because of injury or disappointment or just waiting such a super long time or lack of use, you've got to begin to put action to your hopes, dreams, and desires. There's something else significant that was said in this definition. It says when muscles are not used regularly or are immobilized extended periods, they begin to break down and weaken. Listen, guys, let me tell you, I'm speaking to someone today. Hear me and hear me well. You in your own mind may believe that vision, that plan, that dream is just as vibrant and active as it was the first time that it came to you. But the longer you let it sit, and I'm here to tell you this and bring this to your attention today, the longer you allow that thought, that idea, that creative concept that you hope to accomplish, as the longer you let it sit without putting action to it, it begins to break down and weaken. And it's not as strong as it was a year ago. It's not as strong as it was 10 years ago, 30 years ago, when you first had the idea, when you were first blessed with the illumination of that particular concept, that particular idea, that particular path forward. Listen, I'm here to speak strength to you today. I'm here to encourage you to put some movement, get some action going into those areas that may have been laying dormant for weeks. Some of you just days, weeks, and months. Some of you years and decades. Years and even decades. Breathe some life into these areas. Breathe some life into these dreams, plans, and aspirations, guys. I am here to tell you this is Making Moves Monday. As you hear my voice, make the determination. that you will no longer, not another day, not another week, not another month, not another year will you allow to go by without you breathing life into that plan, that vision that you were inspired with so long ago. You'll put some action to it. So as visions, dreams, aspirations sit and no action is put to it, they begin to break down, they begin to weaken, and eventually will fade away. And they turn into what we call regrets. Later in life, as we're reflecting on our lives, you get hit with those regrets. Like, man, I had an idea to do X, Y, and Z, and I never did it. And let me tell you, as you get older, when that regret hits you, what you then realize is that all the excuses or reasons, whatever you want to call them, that you didn't move in the season that it was intended for you to move, that those reasons, those excuses have zero merit. You don't have any hindrances. Did you hear me? There's nothing that can prevent you from being successful. Nothing. There is not a set of circumstances. There are no situations. There are no individuals that can prevent you from being successful. Not one thing. The only thing that can prevent you from being successful is you. And your lack of mobility, your lack of putting action to what you desire to do. Listen, this can lead to diseased mobility, functional limitations. Then that's where all these limits start coming in. Well, I'm limited. That's all of those things are just a result of atrophy, of a lack of motion. Because when motion is involved, there's action. Motion leads to action. Motion leads to action, and action leads to even more motion and what we call momentum. So there's motion, there's action, and then there's momentum. And I'm going to add another one in there. There's motion, there's traction, there's action, and then there's momentum. And when you get to that place of momentum, you start making strides. Oh my goodness. That's where the sweet spot is. That's where life begins. That's where your dreams are fulfilled. That's when your plans bring the prosperity that you have planned and desired for so long. So you don't want the complications that are associated with a lack of mobility. Because when you sit still long enough, week after week, month after month, year after year, along with that becomes complications. And you freeze up, your muscles freeze up. In the definition, it talked about muscle wasting. I called it muscular atrophy. And the other term to describe it is muscle wasting. Wasting. Do not waste this moment. Do not waste this moment. Do not waste that dream. Do not waste that idea. Make some phone calls. Do some research. Bring some action to your life surrounding what those plans, dreams, and aspirations are. And they will begin to come to life. Treatment for muscular atrophy often involves physical therapy. Sometimes you need therapy. Sometimes you need coaching. Someone to tell you, come on, we got to stretch these muscles. We've got to get some action in there. So, and that accountability, I talk about being a clarity and accountability coach. That's that accountability part where you have to give an answer. That we're meeting every week. Those of you that I meet every week with, or some folks I meet a couple of times a week with. But listen, I'm gonna check in. So what are you doing? What progress have you made? Okay, this is your plan. We got your plan down. This is what you did yesterday. Okay, this is what you accomplished last week. Well, how about this target? So once you have clarity, it is so valuable and priceless for you to also have accountability. And that's synonymous in the natural, or I say with the physical body, of as physical therapy. You also need exercise. Is exercise fun? No, especially when you haven't been mobile. It causes what? Soreness. Those muscles have to, they break down and then they have to build back stronger. Well, the same thing is true when you're making moves in your life and when you're going after your dreams and you're following hard after those things that you desire. And then there are times that medical interventions are needed to address some underlying causes. And that's where our seminars come into place, because sometimes there are underlying causes that have caused you to be stagnant, that have caused you to stand down, that have slowed you down, where you ran into something that wasn't even external. A lot of times those things are internal, our own belief systems, our own experiences, our own traumas, our own disappointments. And that's where coaching comes into place. That's where accountability comes into place. So this is Coach Chris. I'm just checking in on you today. This is Making Moves Monday. Listen, get up, get back in the game, make some moves. I don't care how minute or how small it may seem today that move is. Make that move, because it will lead to yet another move, which will lead to another and another. Okay. So this is Coach Chris. I believe in you. I'm here checking on you. I'm so grateful that you tune in. But listen, more than just being a hearer, I always say this, more than just being a hearer, you've got to be a doer. You've got to put action to what you're hearing. So on Making Moves Monday, let this Monday be your opportunity to make moves and begin to put action to those things that you've been dreaming about, thinking about, contemplating. Listen, you can only contemplate so long. I am the worst person when it comes to contemplating. I contemplate for a little bit, but then I'm ready to get after it. I am wired like, okay, well, what are we going to do? I've talked about it long enough. There are people that plan for years. That's not necessarily my strong suit. I cannot do that, because I know the urgency of now. And I understand seasons. And I know that in certain seasons, there are certain things that I want to accomplish. And I don't want to miss my season. I don't want to have to wait for a whole nother season to come back around before I acquire or attain victory in a particular area, before I experience success in a particular area, guys. So listen to me clearly on Mondays, Making Move Mondays. Get up, get back in the game, put some action out there. As you put action out there, you will get traction, and then you will continue to go forward. And that is the most dear thing to your heart. You can do it. I believe in you. I show up because I believe in you. I just need you to believe in yourself and put some action to your plans. Have a good rest of your day, and we will be checking in really soon. Bye-bye.